What if I told you the story you just watched never actually moved forward, not in time, not in truth? Everything in Sambhavam Adhyayam Onnu feels like it's progressing, new clues, new reactions, new tension. But look closer and you'll notice something unsettling. Events echo, choices repeat, details shift just enough to confuse you. This isn't a normal thriller, this is a loop, disguised as a straight line. Sambhavam Adhyayam Onnu is one of those films that doesn't hand you answers. It expects you to notice patterns, to question what you see. On the surface, it's a grounded investigation, characters trying to make sense of a central incident, but underneath, it's doing something far more clever. It plays with perception, with memory, and with the idea that what we think is progress might just be repetition in disguise. So in this video, we are breaking it all down. The story, the hidden loop, the characters, and the technical choices that make this film quietly brilliant. Let's start simple. We're introduced to a situation, an event that demands answers. People react, they investigate, they talk, revisit, reinterpret. Each scene seems to push us forward. But notice how information is revealed, not linearly, but in fragments. The same conversations feel slightly different. The same spaces feel familiar. It's like the film is circling around the truth instead of walking toward it. And that's your first clue. Because this story isn't about what happened. It's about how we keep trying to understand what happened. Now here's the key idea. This isn't a literal time loop like Groundhog Day. There's no reset button, no obvious restart. Instead, the loop exists in structure and a perception. Think of it like this. Event, interpretation, slight variation, repeat. The characters revisit the same core reality, but each time something changes. A detail, a tone, a conclusion, and that creates the illusion of movement. But are we really moving forward or just circling deeper? This is where the film becomes psychological, because the loop isn't happening in time. It's happening in the mind. We, as the audience, are trapped in the same loop, trying to assemble truth from repeating fragments. And the film never fully confirms one final version. That ambiguity is intentional because the loop only works if you keep searching. Let's talk about the characters, especially the central perspective we follow. This character represents interpretation. They're constantly trying to make sense of events, questioning, revisiting, rethinking. But here's the catch. They're not outside the loop. They're part of it. Every time they think they're closer to the truth, they're actually reinforcing the cycle. Now look at the supporting characters. Some of them feel fixed, like anchors in reality. Others feel slightly altered across scenes, almost like reflections, not constants. That contrast is important because it blurs the line between objective truth and subjective memory. Are these people changing, or is the perspective changing? Now let's get into how the film technically builds this experience. First, cinematography. Notice the controlled framing. Characters are often boxed in, surrounded by space that feels tight and isolating. Even when nothing is happening, the frame feels tense. Lighting plays a big role too. Muted tones, low contrast moments, and occasional harsh highlights. It creates a visual rhythm that feels repetitive. Then there's sound design. This is where the loop really comes alive. Certain sounds repeat. Background noise lingers longer than it should. And silence. Silence is used like a reset point. Every time things go quiet, it feels like the film is preparing to begin again. That's not accidental. That's design. Now for the details you might have missed. Look for repetition in dialogue. Not exact repetition, but variations. Same idea, different phrasing. Objects too. Things that appear more than once, slightly repositioned or recontextualized. And most importantly, timing. Scenes that feel like they're echoing earlier ones, even if they're not identical. These are breadcrumbs, not leading you forward, but pulling you deeper into the loop. So what is Sambhavam Adhyayam Onnu really saying? That truth isn't always a straight path. Sometimes it's a circle, a loop of perspectives, memories, and interpretations, where every answer leads back to another question. And maybe the real point isn't to escape the loop, but to realize you're inside it. Because once you see it, you can't unsee it.